Without any hesitation, Playhead yellow handles is a skill that is absolutely essential. This is chapter 6002, and it is so small it is easily missed. You can see up here top right that we've got 450 frames with a tiny little yellow couple of dots. That's what it all is. And on the bottom of the menu you've got this little yellow, and it's so small. And what this allows you to do is set the workspace, click and drag a bit, shift and jumping around. If you're on Windows, set the taskbar at the top or the left, and I will demonstrate why. So let's get straight over to what this is all about. So what we've got here, and this is Chrome at 100%, which means that we've got a Lisbon in Portugal with a lovely cruise liner sitting there. And this is our regular timeline. Now you'll notice that these yellow areas, one is below the 0 frames, you can't see it, and the other one is over here on 450. And the one that with the eye, you know, I'm looking at the viewport of the boat and the scenery, and also even these attributes. I'm not looking right at the bottom of the screen. You'll notice something, that when I go to the bottom, because I'm on Windows 10, I've got this taskbar that keeps popping up. So what I'm going to do temporarily, or maybe it might fit me completely, is to go on to settings, and then at this precise moment I'm going to put the taskbar actually on the left, and that will alleviate this problem. I have sent official feedback, because what happens is that as you go down to the bottom you cannot grab this. See how many pixels high it is? Right, this is how to use it. So watch this very carefully. So first thing is we're going through, and there is an intentional error, and that is, watch this very carefully, when we go up to 192, 93, and we're just panning around, then on 199 it jumps for 1 frame by accident, which I've set on purpose, and then jumps back again. Now you might think, well, if you're playing this, and this is how to set a workspace, you can drag in the yellow and drag in the yellow again just to set your workspace to be. Now I'm going to press spacebar and just play this in a loop, and you can see that it just plays that area. So how can we zoom in to look at frames? Because remember, I've got 450 frames here, and that's a lot of frames to actually look one by one. So this is how you do it. You bring your mouse down to the bottom and you can drag in, and you'll notice that it drags right the way in, the closest I can actually get, which is 1 frame at a time. Can you see what's happened there now? And so if I double click, it pops back out to the full timeline of 450 frames. So that's pretty much it. So to correct our error, what we can do is just drag down, and you'll notice that as we're dragging, we go from, and I just do it from one supposed keyframe in the middle here, you can see it, down to zoom right in. And this is a really useful technique, which I'll be honest, I had weeks of Earth Studio and I didn't really realise it was here. So you can see by accident we've hit 1 frame, which is absolutely wrong. So what we can do is just go down and highlight in blue and hit delete, and it will take that frame away and it becomes completely smooth again. So there was a couple of other tips here, and so what I'll do is I'll double click and it pops out to normal, and you can see that we can go on to a couple of tips. Now, one link I'll include is the interface. I think it's interface, navigating the interface, and what I've got here is I've got a keyword of yellow to finish up, and what we can find is, where is the yellow bit? Yeah, there it is, look. So we've got B and N and Control and Shift a little bit here. So let me just demonstrate that very quickly. So we've got, if I wanted to set my beginning of my area of render and my end, so I've hit B, now I'm going to hit N, and you'll notice that what happens is that this is a workspace that is set, and it's more or less set about, was it 220, and more or less to about 50 or so. And if I hit render now, what will happen is that automatically I've hit 53 to 222. That's quite a good skill to know if you wanted to render a set piece of your project. So that was that one, and then what was it? I can't think what it was now. To demonstrate, you can look at this. It is Shift left and right for 5 frames at a time. So if I'm on 90, say, and I hit Shift forward arrow, you see 95, 100, and it's going up and down in sets of 5. And then the last one was the Control, wasn't it? And you can see that I am Control jumping to the beginning and the end. Most important thing here, I would say, without a doubt in my voice and thought, is zooming around to get into keyframe from this very hidden bottom thing. It's not hidden, it's hidden in plain sight. It's not very high, is it? If you think about, we've got all of this space here where I'm circling with the mouse, yet right down below here it's pretty small. So that was it for another 5 minutes of Playhead Yellow Handles Learn Google Earth Studio with Mike Downs.